German Grand Prix, European Grand Prix and Luxembourg Grand Prix. For 2022, the FIA announced that the cars would now be rolling on 18-inch wheels, far larger than the 13-inch wheels used prior. These larger tyres were designed to reduce overheating, improve grip and provide more aggressive racing. Max Verstappen managed to finish 81% of his races on the podium in 2021. Still though, Michael Schumacher holds the record for highest percentage when in 2002, Schumacher finished on the podium in every race he participated in, making it 100%. The inaugural World Drivers' Championship was held in 1950 during the fourth season of F1. Giuseppe Farina, who was driving for Alfa Romeo, took the championship after winning 3 of the 7 races held that season. Juan Manuel Fangio also took 3 victories, but lost out points after having retired from the other 3 races he entered. One of the longest broadcasted races was also one of the shortest. The 2021
JimCab, we can faintly hear you. I can. But we aren't hearing you on the broadcast. I just checked. Couldn't hear you.
Oh, come on. God damn it.
Now we can hear you, Ted.
On the broadcast?
Affirmative.
Affirmative. Okay. Okay. Alright, I guess. Fuck. What a pain in the ass this is. Give me one moment. Okay, Donut, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay. Can I be heard on the stream?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Let's hope it stays that way. Thank you very much. 3 minutes remaining in quali. At least we made it to the race, eh?
Let's get to the race first before we celebrate.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, geological gifted junior. The Schmers, Nova, Watan, Switch, Mr. Heat Gang. Curtis Chaos, Italian, Exit, Pac-Man, Steven. I'm gonna run out of time. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Steven, Scar, Chaos, Kidding, and Capacity. All right, well, welcome everyone to Formula Worldwide Leagues presents Friday Night Lights. We are here today in Brazil for round 3 of season 23-2. And apparently we worked out all our technical difficulties, at least in the broadcast. Hopefully I sound nice and clear. I will be handing it over to the incomparable DonutPuncher so that he can take care of all the important business. Oh, I'm going to guess that somebody was a bad boy and hit start race prematurely. So we'll see how that turns out.
Well, hello everybody. And as Ted has pointed out, Formula Worldwide Leagues is presenting Friday Night Lights. We might have a restart here. But let's, for the time being, pretend we're not going to have a restart. So, welcome back everyone after a 1-week hiatus. Bunch of cowards not racing because of a stupid corporate holiday. But hey, that's fine, no big deal. And I personally have been gone for 2 weeks extra, or 1 week extra, because I had to go to Ohio for some familia business. But I am back, and in a big way. And we are in Brazil tonight. as you can see, obviously. And I'm sure you watch qualifying as well. That's why you're here. That's why you want to see hot racing action on a Friday night. Well, just realized I forgot the other part of my intro. I am DonutPuncher 272, your affable host, joining you live as always on a Friday night here on the East Coast. And I am back, and we are back, and we are in Brazil. We're about to go racing. Sketchable, as ever, steals pole right at the end, gives everybody some false hope, pretends like they're going to have a chance at pole, and then he takes it. The Nightmare in second. Last season's champion, NXR, beats his time trial time by a whole tenth, and it's only good enough for third. That must be so dispiriting. But let's see if he can get his spirits back up and have a go here. You know what? While we're waiting, I should do the spectator menu, since I always forget to do that until the race has started and everybody is left in the dark about what is happening. Let's get on those tires and see what's what. Everybody on the medium except for a couple of people. We'll talk about all that stuff later. Uh-oh. What's happening here? I hear sounds. I hear lights. I don't see any lights. I assume 5 lights are on. 5 lights must be off, and away we go. LFG. Sketchable gets an excellent start. Passes Logistical Nightmare, no problem going into turn 1, but the Nightmare has lost it. It looks like he got touched by somebody, touched inappropriately, perhaps in his pants, but he is out, and he is out in a big way right now because NXR Gifted is already in second. The Schmerzer moves up to third, and the Wannabe is in fourth already with a switchy fish in fifth. The Logistical Nightmare is in last place of this race, except if you don't count H.E. Pennypacker because he has deniffed already, and we're not going to get a safety car for that. So Logistical Nightmare is already cursing his luck. He's back here at the very rear end of the field. Night ruined. Perhaps he'll get a safety car and have another chance at this race, but here we go. Last season's championship protagonists, Sketchable and NXR Gifted, already in quite a fight here. It says that NXR Gifted is 0.0 behind. That does not seem possible. I don't know if the timing screen is not updating, but that is sure as hell not correct. Interesting. Not a good sign. Either way, looks like we're going to have a battle on lap 1 of the race. Coming on to lap 2, down the main straight. NXR Gifted pulls out from behind the slipstream of the Sketchable, and NXR Gifted makes the move. Sans DRS into turn 1. Sketchable looking to fight back immediately. Boys, calm yourselves. It's only lap 2. Sketchable is going to tuck in. He doesn't need to fight this, and he knows he has pace. He'll use that pace later. NXR Gifted is going to lead this race. And the timing screen is really effed right now. Really, really effed. Either way, Sketchable in second. The Schmerzer are in third. Wannabe, as I said, in the Switchy Fish. Senior Heat Gang up here on the Horde Tire in sixth. Good job from Senior Heat Gang. Ritalin having a good race down here in seventh on the soft tire. Let's see how long he can take that into the race. Victor Chouse. I would expect more from Victor Chouse in that special Ferrari paint job. The G-spot down here in ninth, and Juan Manuel Correa. He was up in second place at one point in qualifying. No longer. He's now in 10th place behind his Alfa Romeo teammate of the G-spot. Who else is in this race? We got the step pen. You know what? I need to go to the front because I don't know what the interval is because everything is effed. And we are good. All right, so we're good right now. All right, the timing screen has fixed itself. But Sketchable is going to have DRS down the back straight here. Looks like he's a little bit too far back to make a move, so we'll be able to go back through the field and go see what all of our old friends are doing. Looks like we have a close battle here between Novocaine and the G-spot. Novocaine, he moves up, and Juan Manuel Correa has already moved up another spot. So he passed his Alfa Romeo teammate, perhaps compromising him, costing him the spot to Novocaine. So Novocaine on those soft tires. Shout out to, as ever, to Novocaine's girlfriend. Hope she's out there watching her man run in 10th place here. Good enough for a championship point. So anyway, back to reacquainting myself with the grid. The step pen down here in 12th. I don't see his good friend Avazy Skysies. Unfortunately, they will not be clashing tonight. Capacity Rex down here in 13th place. And that other Ferrari on the medium tire. Scarthers. Oh, well. Scarthers makes me think of Massive Noogies, who, for some reason, is not here tonight. A complete ghost job by Massive Noogies. he better think long and hard about whether he wants to be a part of this broadcast team long term. A no-call, no-show from Massive Noogies tonight. Chaos Corrupted. He's down here in 15th place. I don't even know what else to say about that. Kitty Medusa, guest driver here tonight in 16th place. We'll be monitoring his progress, and he is not making a lot of it right now, but he's on those Horde tires. It'll come to him. And, of course, the logistical nightmare. Lonely, lonely race back here in 17th place. And we didn't even get a chance to talk about H.E. Pennypacker, who has been deniffed, and we can't even select him. We have another yellow flag. Uh-oh. Looks like Chaos Corrupted back here has had a wee bit of a problem. Kitty Medusa moves up a place. He's cool with that. Scarthers has had a very big problem. And Logistical Nightmare is out of this race, and it's only a virtual safety car. Well, the virtual safety car would not have been good enough for Logistical Nightmare, but it doesn't matter anyway, because he's the cause of it. His death is what has caused the safety car, and he's out of the race. Oh, it's gone from bad to worse for the Logistical Nightmare. Started second on the grid, passed immediately, crashed at turn 1, then had 4 lonely laps at the back of the field, and now he is deniffed. Oh my goodness. Look forward to seeing what he has to say in the Discord machine, as all of our drivers are out here obeying the Delta. Scarther's probably going to go to the pits. It looked like he was up against a wall there, so perhaps he's lost some of his front wang, or all of his front wang, it looks like. Yep, and he's in the pits, as is Chaos Corrupted, using this virtual safety car to good effect. Not losing too much time, but they're going to have some lonely races without a real proper safety car. But let's get back up to the front here. Let's talk about this for a second, because it looks like, if you can see, as well as I can see, it looks like NXR Gifted still our leader, but the Schmerzer has passed Sketchable. So, interesting development here. Sketchable being in the one place you don't want to be on a DRS train, and that is third, as Riddling gets himself a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. What a stupid dum-dum. Oh my. Riddling's night has now been ruined. Senior Heat Gang doing a sterling job up here, holding onto that DRS with those Horde tires. A really impressive performance from Senior Heat Gang. This tells me that he's been practicing in his spare time. So now someone else has dived into the pits, and that is Riddlin, serving his drive-through penalty, aka a dum-dum penalty, as Novocaine now moves up into 8th place. Victor Chalice into 9th. My goodness, he's having a terrible race, and now it's gotten even worse as he's gone off the track. And the G-Spot, for some reason, runs into him off the track. That was very, very weird. We saw it at the top of the screen. You saw the Ferrari stream past at the top there at turn 1, just didn't make the turn, and Riddlin was all up his butt as he was doing that. Or not, excuse me, the G-Spot was up his butt as Riddling comes out of the pit serving his drive-through dum-dum penalty. I don't know what just happened there. Well, I don't know what just happened here, but the wannabe... Oh, boy. Something just happened, and he found himself sideways as the Riddlin and the G-Spot drove by. Fortunately, there was no contact. Perhaps it would have caused the safety car that we need so badly. What has happened up here? Switchy Fish is now in 2nd place, followed by Sketchable, Senior Heat Gang. Where is our previous 2nd place driver? What? The Schmerzer. What's going on here? Is the timing screen? The timing screen is inaccurate.
What is it showing for you there?
It is showing me that Wannabe is our race leader.
Yeah, that is incorrect. Right now, the order is Gifted in 1st, with Switch Fishy in 2nd. Sketchy Bull fighting off Watan, who's in 4th place. And then the Schmerz in 5th, and it's Heat Gang in 6th place. I didn't catch either of the 2 early incidents. I do know that Logical had a minor amount of front wing damage, but I believe what happened, wasn't able to set eyes on the incident, but I believe that Chaos and Scarthers had somehow gotten together, and then Scarthers and Logical collected each other, causing DNF to Logical and severe front wing damage to Scarthers. He also picked up a 5-second penalty for that collision and had to serve that in the pits. So we'll hopefully see some clips later on to determine what exactly happened there. Logical was making some significant time, and Sketchy has now dropped to 5th place as the Schmers takes over into 4th.
Well, hopefully at some point my timing screen will fix itself. It seems like the Wannabe has dropped out of the race, and I believe some other people were complaining about some glitching and saying they were perhaps a little slow. At some point this should fix itself. But the Switchy Fish is our confirmed race leader right now.
Correct. Gifted is dropped to 3rd, with Watan currently showing up in 2nd place.
Okay, if that's what shows up on your screen, then we'll just pretend that that is what is actually happening right now. I have my doubts as if that is real, but let's pretend for the moment that it is real. So we have a running order of the Switchy Fish in 1st, and I know the Switchy Fish has pace, but this is somewhat of a surprise. He is dominating this race at the moment. Wannabe 3.5 seconds back, followed by NXR. Now, the Sketchable has got himself a 3-second time penalty for running off the track. Not good. And Senior Heat Gang is right behind him, so perhaps Sketchable has some sort of wing damage because he seems to have just absolutely fallen apart. So my timing screen now is really effed up, telling me that the G-Spot is in 1st place. We know that's not true. What we do know is true is that the Switchy Fish is in 1st place and showing excellent pace, although the Wannabe gained a 2nd there very, very quickly. Again, I'm not sure if that's true, but for the moment, let's pretend that it is true. NXR Gifted in 3rd. Sketchable in 4th place, followed hotly by Senior Heat Gang. You have to imagine that Sketchable has got some sort of problem, whether it be mental, physical, emotional. Something is bothering him right now, and he just has bad pace. I mean, I think that's all you can say. It's just bad. It's very, very bad. And I would be surprised if Senior Heat Gang does not pass him on this main DRS straight. Let's get on board with Senior Heat Gang. Let's see as he stalks his prey. Well, let's turn the DRS on here very shortly. Senior Heat Gang, he's in that slipstream. He's stalking. He's used all of his... I don't know how he's used all of his deploy at such a percentage. Again, my screen is playing tricks on all of us. You'll just have to bear with us out there.
Yeah,
we does not make the move.
We are seeing some concerns here. Curtis Chaos and exits the spot is now showing 1-2, and it appears that Cody's has provided us with a Thanksgiving leftover platter of a steaming pile of shit. So. It has corrected on my screen back to what I believe is to be the true order, which is Switchfishy in 1st, Watan in 2nd, Gifted in 3rd, the Schmers and Heat Gang in 4th and 5th, with Sketchy in 6th. According to our telemetry, Sketchy does not have any damage, but that may not be entirely accurate. Because he's a bad boy and has not turned on all his telemetry for us, but I digress.
Well, so my timing screen now is saying all kinds of funny things. It's very difficult to commentate a race when you don't know who you are actually looking at and who is actually leading a race and who's not.
Yeah,
but according to you, the Switchy Fish is leading this race. On my screen, he is in 5th place.
Yeah, he's showing up in 4th place for me now. But I can confirm that he is definitely at the head of the pack with Watan behind him.
All right, well then we're going to have to not pay attention to the timing screen because we have a battle for the lead then right now between the Switchy Fish and the Wannabe.
Yes, we do. Yes.
All right, well here we go. Lap 11, the Wannabe, who... again, along with the Switchy Fish, I am sort of surprised that these two are dominating the race in such a fashion, but You know what? The timing screen will lie to you, but the mini-map will never lie to you. And the mini-map tells us that this is a battle for the lead that is about to be won by the Wannabe. He is in the lead of this race. Wannabe takes over in first place from the Switchy Fish. He had his time in the sun, and it is over. So the Wannabe takes over in the lead. Switchy Fish follows hotly behind. The Wannabe is struggling with his ERS. That red light of fear is flashing as the Switchy Fish goes down the inside at Lewis Hamilton / Max Verstappen corner. We all remember that corner. That was one when Max pushed Lewis off the track for like the 18th time that season on his way to scamming a world championship. As the Switchy Fish now falls behind properly the Wannabe, so the Switchy Fish's reign at the top is over. All hail Lord Wannabe at the top of this race. And what is more important between these two as they foyt it around the world here is that NXR Gifted is, again, if the timing and minimap is to be believed, is over 11 seconds behind. So if there is not a safety car, we have a two-car battle for this race, as the Wannabe does not do what a race leader would do and run wide and almost into the grass there at the final corner. I believe it's called Junsao. Remember Crofty saying that as many times as he could, so we all knew that he knew his corner names. As the Switchy Fish takes back the race lead. Oh, these two are really fighting it out here at the front of the field. This isn't exactly the titanic battle of NXR and Sketchable, but perhaps we have new legends in the making here. And what else are we going to do, quite frankly, as we suffer through this terrible timing screen malaise? So I would tell you about other people in the field, but I'm not sure what position they are in the field right now. So it's hard to tell you who's having a good race and who's not. All that we do know is that the Switchy Fish and the Wannabe are having a bit of a ding-dong up here at the front, providing us with, well, hot racing action. And it's all the hot racing action that we need. Yeah, the Wannabe, it was only 7 minutes ago where he was asking for an invite, and now he is fighting for the lead. What a turnaround for him. Normally when you get disconnected from a race, that is the end of your night, but he has said, no, I will not go quietly into the night. I will fight. Because it is his Independence Day. We have another yellow flag as these two fight again side by side through turn 1, turn 2. The Senna S's. Oh no! Oh, the Switchy Fish has lost it. And he is out of this race leading pack here. It is all the Wannabe. And Ritalin has DNF'd. He has DNF'd. So he's out of the race and no safety car. Wow. So we have 3 DNFs in this race so far. The Ritalin, the Logistical Nightmare, and HE Pennypack are all out of this race prematurely. It's too bad. We will miss them. But as I say, every time we suffer a death in one of these races, we must go on. We just have to put one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. And that's what we're going to do. As the Wannabe is leading this race. Hold on a second. Yeah, I was going to say, it can't be by that many seconds that he's leading over NXR Gifted. Because if that's true...
No, he is probably around 11, 12 seconds ahead of Gifted.
Well, then my mini-map is lying to me.
Yeah,
because he is miles behind on the mini-map.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. Sorry. It's... Well, Switch is still in second place. So we're looking at the gap between the dark blue-gray of the AlphaTauri and then the bright blue of the Red Bull. That is Switch. So that is the real gap from first to second.
Since when? Since when? Like, regardless of the timing screen of the mini-map, since when is the Switchy Fish and Wannabe like 2 seconds a lap faster on the same tires than all these other guys? What happened?
I have no idea.
Like, that can't be possible. But the thing is that that's where they are on the track. The mini-map is, you know, if you switch to a guy and you see where he is on the mini-map, it is accurate. Regardless of what the timing screen says, that's where the guys are. As we have fighting back here at the back of the field between Capacity Rex and the step-in. Don't know what position it's for, but they are fighting in a place on the track where it is very difficult to fight. Going into the final corner here, the final proper corner, again, side by side. That is real racing, the way Dale likes it. And for the moment, Capacity Rex comes out the winner, but the step-in is hot in pursuit, and he's going to have that DRS. Oh, he's going to have that hot DRS blasted all over him here as he looks to make a move on the outside of turn 1, decides not to. That becomes the inside of turn 2. Unable to make the move. Kind of bitched out there a little bit, to be honest with you, the step-in, but he's a fair racer. He's a good racer. Decides not to send Capacity Rex to the Shadow Realm. Fair enough. Let's see what other kind of hot battles we have here. So we have Sketchable being followed by, I think, Senior Heat Gang. And it is the Sketchable and Senior Heat Gang.
Yeah.
Surprised that the Senior Heat Gang has not passed Sketchable yet. At some point, we're going to start getting pit stops here. So NXR Gifted has gone into the pits a lap ago. He's on the fresh Horde tires. So the medium runners about to start going into the pits after they've driven their little hearts out on these medium tires. That's such a good job.
We've got another issue.
What's that issue?
Maybe it seems to have resolved itself. Steven dropped back a few positions and people were driving through him, but and he is now coming into the pits. It doesn't indicate he's got any damage, but oh, now he is out. He just teleported from the pit entry to the front straight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is all sorts of fucking madness. It's starting to become a bit of a challenge to figure out where everything is as everybody's getting spaced out. I can confirm that Watan is actually in first place, with Fishy in second. It appears that Mr. Heat Gang is in third, with Gifted in fourth. And Chaos Corrupted has picked up rear wing damage. So he's going to have a hell of a time driving the rest of this race. What are we, lap 18? We're at the halfway mark here.
That's pretty impressive there from Chaos Corrupted. You don't normally see rear wing damage. That tells you that he has been in the wars tonight. As he goes and he does not go into the pits. It looked like he was going to go into the pits, and sneaky boy decides not to. So we've had some people do some pit stops and some people not done some pit stops. Really have no idea where anybody is.
Yeah.
In relation to anyone else. This is pretty goddamn stupid. I'm not sure why we're even doing this. Why do we play this game? Has to be the question we ask ourselves.
Ugh.
Almost every single time we play it.
I mean, Donut, I'm kind of left speechless at this point. It's so hard to keep track that I'm just strictly focusing on Watan to confirm that he is still in the lead. I don't believe he's pit yet.
Yeah, he would definitely be in the lead because he has not pit yet. If he was ever actually
correct.
in the lead, then he should still be in the lead.
Yes, the only two people who haven't pit are him and Heat Gang. And X hits the spot, and Curtis Chaos.
All right.
So, but I can confirm visual confirmation Watan is in the lead.
And by a quite incredible amount as well.
Yeah.
It must be said. An almost unrealistic amount. Unless everyone somehow suffered wing damage in those opening laps, and they just didn't tell anybody about it. Kind of like a drunk uncle sort of thing, but I just have a hard time believing that the Wannabe is going to lap the entire field in this race, which is what it looks like he's going to do. An incredible performance from Wannabe, and I don't want to take anything away from him, but something just doesn't seem right. And especially if I watch the Wannabe coming down that back straight there, he's taking such a weird line into that corner, and he's now got himself a 3-second penalty. Oh, he was pushing it. Maybe he's just been pushing it that hard. What was once an incredible performance has now been tarnished slightly. A blot in his copybook for Wannabe as he gets a 3-second penalty, not befitting of a champion, nor a winner, but I think barring some sort of hilarious disaster, he will indeed be our race winner tonight, as it looks like Michael Massey said, no, we're not having any safety cars tonight, no matter how many people DNF on track. And I have to think we're going to have the Wannabe coming to the pits here. It's been 19 laps on those medium tires. It is time. It is time. And he does not go into the pits. You know, I'm gonna look at the race director notes here and see his times to see if he is dropping any times, because he should be dropping time all over the place. Where is he at? The Wannabe is right here. View lap times. He's not really losing any lap time for the most part either. And he's on a ridiculously old set of tires. This must be just the performance of a lifetime for the Wannabe. Someone drug test that guy. So we'll follow Wannabe here around the final corner and see if he's going to pit this time, or if he's just going to run these tires all the way to the end, then do a pit stop on the last lap, Michael Schumacher style. And he finally goes into the pits. Okay, so something normal has finally happened in this race. He gets off those medium tires, and I wonder if he has gone long enough to put on a set of soft tires.
Find out soon enough. Yep.
And he has indeed put on a set of soft tires. So he's been passed on track and on the timing screen by Kidding Medusa, but that doesn't seem like that's possible.
No. I believe
Perhaps,
he's
yeah.
still in the lead.
Yeah, you would have to think.
Double check something here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Switch is in second, and he's in first. And then maybe Heat Gang is in third.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
And I'm pretty confident that Scar, Chaos, and Kidding have truly been lapped at this point. But again,
so what will be interesting here, Ted, at the end of the race, if this timing screen doesn't fix itself, how will you know where people actually finished? Or will this all be for naught?
that's a good question. I don't have the answer for you.
What we don't know is if the timing screen of our drivers is as equally effed up as ours is.
Correct.
Is ours in sync messed up? Mine right now is Heat Gang, Schmers, and Sketchable. Is that what yours is?
Yes, it is.
It's our top three.
Yeah.
Capacity, Novocaine, Stephen, Junior, G-Spot, Kidding Medusa, Wannabe. Is that what yours says?
I have Junior, and now Gifted, Capacity, Nova, Steven, G-Spot, and Watan in 10th, setting purple sectors left, right, and center.
All right, we have something similar on our screens right
Yeah.
now. So it will be very amusing if at the end of this race, the Wannabe doesn't even know that he's won this race, or he actually hasn't won this race, and we've spent our entire night talking about what a stellar performance he's been put in. But you know what? He deserves a little bit of time on the podium, so we'll give him his due, because he's going to win this race by a good mile. And the Switchy Fish, he as well. He's had an excellent race. Now, I think based on what we saw earlier, I find it hard to believe that Victor Chaus is in fact in third place. Can you confirm or deny that, Mr. Ted Kravitz? Doesn't seem right.
Watan just set the fastest lap. Switches behind him. Sorry, you're asking for who?
Victor Chouse. Where is Victor Chouse in reality? Is he really in third place?
He may be in third place. Unfortunately, I can't. I can't say it with
I find
certainty.
that hard to believe.
I've just confirmed
on the mini map
that,
he is.
Yeah, I've just confirmed. Yeah, exactly. On the mini map, he appears to be. Oh, Baton just kind of gave Hitting a nice push, and Hitting went a little sideways there. I've joined the onboard for Capacity, who says he's showing that he's racing in 9th place right now, while my screen says he's in 5th.
Mine
and
too.
that Curtis says on his screen Curtis is 7th, and on mine Curtis is 11th.
Yep.
10th.
Yep.
11th. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, let's see if Nova the King.
Mr. Heat Gang on my screen is going very slowly. It says he's in the pits, but it shows that he is actually on track. So that's an amusing thing. It has him driving straight into a wall. What in God's name is going on right now? The Mr. Heat Gang on my timing screen says that he is in the pits when he very clearly is not in the pits.
Same.
Mr. Heat Gang says this is a joke, so obviously something is happening to him similarly to what is happening to us right now, in that he is being F'd in his A.
Nova King shows 6th on his POV, with Watan in 4th. Again, it seems completely incorrect. So basically,
So
this
when
entire
are you
lobby,
looking at their stream? Is
yeah,
that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm looking on their Twitch streams.
So it's not even... So our drivers are different from us, but also different from each other. Theirs are incorrect as well.
Yes. Like,
this might be the biggest waste of time ever, Mr. Kravitz.
I know. Sketchy here is showing himself in 1st place.
Oh, he's having a great time, isn't he?
And we see him in 6th. And he is absolutely behind Gifted. So his screen is wrong. Oh boy.
I look forward to the reaction of the drivers at the end of this race, because they will have been going through the same thing we've gone through but much more under a much more pressurized situation. Obviously, they need to know what their rivals are doing, where they are on track, how far away they are, as Senior Heat Gang and Capacity Rex getting very acquainted with each other's private parts, as Senior Heat Gang tries to go around the outside of turn 1, makes it stick, comes through the second part of the Senna S's, and he is now into a higher place than he was before. I don't know what place that is, but it's higher. It's higher than it was before. So that's good for him. How good? I don't know. I don't really know. So while we're here now, we're at lap 27 of 36. Senior Heat Gang has just posted the fastest lap of the race. Interestingly, because he is in the middle of the track right now, I feel like everything I'm watching involving Senior Heat Gang is probably not real. So let's find another battle on track that might actually be real. So Senior Heat Gang supposedly a half second behind Sketchable. I don't think that's true. We'll see if Sketchable actually defends, because if he does, then that will mean that it is real. Sketchable was defending there. Makes him go the long way around. That's some good old racing there between those two.
See, on my screen, there's nobody near Sketchable.
Yeah, on my screen, Sketchable is having a hell of a battle here with Senior Heat Gang, and if Sketchable is seeing ghosts right now, that would be the only explanation for the way he's driving. He's driving brilliantly an excellent defense of his position from Senior Heat Gang, at least according to what's on my screen.
According to
on Horde tires.
According to Sketchy, he is 11 seconds ahead of the Schmers, and no one is near him. Not on the map.
No one is near him.
Not on the map. Not on his POV. Which kind of matches? Let me see here. No, it doesn't match at all. In my screen, he is by himself in roughly the middle of Sector 3. Gifted is ahead of him, and I think that might be Scarthur's behind him. On his screen, he's in first. Just finished crossing the start finish line. And there's a McLaren behind him. That would be the McLaren of Chaos Corrupted. So all of this is entirely fucked up.
Yeah, indeed. Well, so we're at lap 29. We don't know what we're watching on our screen. We don't know if any of it is actually real. We don't know what our drivers are seeing. We don't know how they feel. I bet they feel anxious and nervous right now without knowing where they are in the field and how they're doing and where the rivals are at. But I can't really comfort them because they can't hear me right now. But I will try to comfort the viewer because it is time for our weekly Baked Goods talk. So Ted, since you are joining us right now, is there anything you'd like to talk about as we go into Baked Goods talk in week 3?
We went to Costco tonight, and Mrs. JIMCAB bought a lot of baking supplies. I don't believe she started anything tonight, but and we also have a sugar shortage in Canada because of a strike with one of the major manufacturers of sugar.
Well, as we all know, Canadians are a derivative of the French, and who loves a strike more than the French? So very unsurprising events up there in Canada, and I hope and pray, Ted, that your sugar shortage does not last too long, because as a person who eats gummy bears as they go to sleep every night, I know how important sugar can be.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean,
and especially for a baked good, you can't make it without sugar, Ted.
Course.
You can't make it without sugar.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Yeah. There was loads of sugar at the Costco, the Canadian Costco
Of
here.
course there were. You can count on Costco, Ted. Ted, before I talk about baked goods myself here, can you at least confirm that the Schmers and NXR Gifted are actually near each other on track? Because if they are, this is a pretty good little battle.
Yes, they are. They
are on track next to each other.
They are. According to me, Gifted is behind the Schmers. And
now ahead.
And now, side by side into turn 1. Nice. Very close racing there.
So, NXR Gifted supposedly has passed the Schmers. We don't know for what position, but we know that he's passed him. So, good job, you, buddy. Into whatever position that is. One more higher than you were before. My baked goods talk of the week is I purchased a cinnamon crumb cake last weekend and ate it in its entirety over the week, and I consumed an entire half-gallon of milk with said crumb cake. I think it took me probably 6 or 7 days of constant eating on a nightly basis. And I was finally able to put that thing to rest. And then the next day I was hungry for some additional baked goods, of course. And I made cinnamon rolls at my house. And then I realized I eat a lot more cinnamon than I ever thought I would in my life. And perhaps it's time to rethink that. Perhaps it's time to have another flavor be the dominant flavor in my baked goods. But I don't know what that flavor would be. Anyway, of course, I'll keep you updated, everybody out there, because I know you are wrapped with attention, waiting to know what it will be that I'm going to be eating next. And, of course, I will bring it to you next week when you join us for Friday Night Lights. And hopefully it's a Friday Night Lights that works out technically much better than this one. It's one thing to get the audio right, which we actually seem to have gotten. That rarely happens. And We have audio, but we do not have timing. And we don't know what the positions are.
Yeah, so here's what I can deduce for you right now. We have had a lead change. Gifted is in first. So this battle with Gifted and the Schmers is for the lead. Watan has passed Sketchy and is now up into third.
Sketchable is not. Hold on. Sketchable is not past the Schmers. On my screen, Sketchable is ahead of the Schmers.
Yeah, on my screen, Sketchable is behind Watan. And behind him would be Capacity. The Schmers is actually in second place, about 1.5 seconds behind Gifted. But Watan is on fresh, 10-lap-old reds and just hunting down everybody ahead of him. So I can tell you I'm pretty confident with what the top four are. Wow, Watan was so far up the Aston Martin's tailpipe there. I think his tongue might be tasting like poop for a while. Oh, what happened there? What happened there? The Schmers just suddenly just slowed down, and Watan drove right through him.
Well, Ted, that's how it's done in Formula One these days. Your competitors just slow down, and then you just drive through them as Watan just pushes Sketchable out of the way. Again, I have a feeling that Watan is now pushing NXR Gifted out of the way.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Watan is not really driving that car right now.
Well, he's not an AI, according to me. Oh, and Gifted goes sideways. I mean, you know what? This is honestly going to be we're going to just throw away these results. There's just... Desync
is Friday night for the bins.
Yeah, the desync is just absolutely fucking atrocious. Oh, man.
It's crazy that
so
the lobby
painful.
didn't just completely crash with this sort of problem.
Oh, look, the cat has arrived.
Well, Ted, I'm going to go ahead and call it now. I'm going to make an executive decision here. We will be canceling the podium interviews because we're not 100% sure who is actually on the podium.
Yeah.
And pretty sure that the race results will probably be thrown out. But on the bright side, Ted, that means the stewards will have a clean night tonight because none of this matters. And I will say, though, Ted, we've been watching a lot of these battles on track, and if they actually have been happening, the standard of driving tonight has been excellent. At least the racecraft and the wheel-to-wheel battling. Can't say so much about the penalties because there's a shed load of penalties, and we never like to see that, but you have to say the wheel-to-wheel stuff has been really quite good.
Yeah, I would agree. I do wonder if some of that wheel-to-wheel battle is because to them those cars weren't there.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
That's possible, but I mean, I have seen some pretty tight, battling in this race that seems legitimate. It's just a shame that a beloved circuit like Brazil is and after a week off for the holidays, I feel for these guys. I'm hoping we can maybe try to do a reschedule this race and see what happens. But I mean, it's goddamn this game. That's what I have to say right now. We're on lap 36 of 36, and we have no... Oh, Gifted. Was that Gifted? In the grass? Somehow Gifted was ahead of Watan, and now behind. I believe there's teleportation going on, and...
Yes, Gifted said that he's in the pits on my screen right now, when he very clearly is not.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it said he
actually passes the pits there.
It had the pit tag for him, but he was nowhere near the pits. This game is the pits.
Crikey. Well, it has been a fun night here regardless. If what we have seen is true, we have seen some, what I would consider to be some hot racing action. We can't actually be sure if what we saw was real, but if it was real, it was hot and it was racing action. We don't know who's winning this race. We will cross the line with whoever the game thinks is winning this race. It'll be interesting to see what happens when the drivers do start crossing the line. So on my screen, Victor Chaus says he is about to win this race. I wondered what it says on Victor Chaus' screen.
Well, and
so
see,
for right now,
X, it's the spot, is currently listed in the lead, and he just crossed at the start-finish line, and he does not have a checkered flag in front of him. So I wonder.
So Victor Chaus, the same for him.
Yeah, Junior is now coming across the start-finish line, and he is now. Sketchy Bull has just gotten the checkered flag, even though he's nowhere
he's
near.
Not physically crossing the line, so that's hilarious. So we're going to have our drivers start to finish this race, and they will be coming on the blower.
Okay, so now
let us know.
Watan just legitimately crossed the start-finish line, as did the Schmers. No, the Schmers did not. Heat Gang did. Watan is currently in 4th. Sketchy Bull in 1st, which really is incorrect. None of this makes any fucking sense. But is there a Williams on the grid? Actually, you know what? There's no Williams today. Let's give the win to the Williams. How about
that? Frank Williams will be spinning in his grave at the thought of such a poorly conceived and executed Formula One race. But congratulations, Frank Williams and his team. They are today's Brazilian Grand Prix winner.
Driver of the day
says
is
he made
Heat Gang.
Of course it is. So Novocaine's on the blower saying, what a comeback. P5, let's go, baby. So Mrs. Novocaine's going to be feeling that tonight as her man thinks he's in 5th place. But I hate to tell you, Novocaine, we don't know if that's true or not, and we can't just take your word for it. But we'll see what all the drivers come back with on their timing screens. Perhaps they will have the actual race results, and everything that Ted and myself saw was a bunch of bullshit. Victor Chaus has joined the party. So, Victor Chaus, we're not going to do podium interviews tonight. I don't know if that's why you're here, but yeah, well, our timing screens were bugged, and we have no idea what the actual race results were. We were looking at driver streams throughout the race, and all of your timing screens were different.
Oh, dear God.
Every single stream that I jumped on was completely different from each other.
Oh, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I hope I'm still P2.
You can say you're in P2.
That's where I was on my screen.
I don't believe that any of that is correct.
God, what happened?
We had just a massive desync, and I've never seen anything to this degree ever. I never. I've seen desyncs, and at least it's usually just a couple of people, and the rest of the group is all showing the same thing. And yet, tonight was no word of a lie. Go look at everybody's stream. Everybody's stream was completely different from everyone else.
Sketchy has posted a picture in the FNL chat. He has
Yeah,
the same screen I'm seeing.
Yeah.
We can't believe Sketchable. He's a known liar. Oh, Sketchable has joined our party. Sketchable. So Sketchable, supposedly you think you won the race tonight, but we're not doing podium interviews, so congratulations on your fraudulent victory. You were nowhere on our screen tonight, or our timing screen, or in fact, when you crossed the line, supposedly, on our mini-map, you were nowhere near the start-finish line. So all this will be worked out over the course of the week with our brilliant stewards and Michael Massey, who never makes the wrong decision, as we know. So we'll find out what happens during the week. Perhaps we'll have a re-race. Perhaps the results will stand. Who knows? But for now,
well, yeah, I know. And then I went to your stream, and it didn't look like anything like or not Gifted, the Schmers' stream, and it didn't look anything like Novocaine's stream. Everybody's stream was showing something entirely different across the board. There wasn't a consensus at all. So, and I was watching. If you can watch the stream back, but we were watching to see who really was in the lead And Watan was actually in the lead for a long time, but there's also some question about his pace there because he left and came back. He was not showing up as an AI in my timing application, and yet none of it makes any sense. That's the point.
Yeah, everybody would have been X's. Like what? Yeah, the lobby
Yeah,
definitely bugged when logical either left, lagged out, or whatever happened there
yeah,
after his crash. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Say
I
the
didn't see
only
it. I didn't see a lot of glitching on the screen in terms of cars doing things that they shouldn't be doing. What we
must
were
not have watched Heat Gang.
what we were seeing, well, yeah, I can't say that I was watching every single car
The Heat
for
Gang.
any
Oh
significant amount of
my
time.
God.
uh
He almost killed me on the front straight when I passed him. I gave him like 4 cars, and next thing you know, it's just bam, 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 bam. It's like, oh, I'm gonna die.
in any case,